Hello everyone, how you guys doing? My name is Webhub and I'm the chair for this committee and the host for this meeting. So I'll call the meeting to order at 6:49 p.m. We'll start with our territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Ketsi nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and we are currently situated on occupied territories. So we'll start with our roll call of attendance. We'll start with our composition for the ESAC. I'll start with myself. My name is Webha Aurora, and my pronouns are he, him, his, and all the access needs are met. Now I'll move forward with our SUS counselor, Ayo.
My name's Aya, pronouns he, him, all my access needs are met.
Thanks, Ayo. French.
My name is Ethan. My pronouns are he, him, and all my access needs are met.
Thanks, Ethan. Now the turn is for linguistics counselor, Olive.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olive. She, her pronouns, and all my access needs are met.
Thanks, Olive. Our student at large body. First on the list is Andrew.
Thank you. My name is Andrew, and my pronouns are he, him, and his, and all my accessibility needs are met. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Puneet.
Hello, my name is Preet. All my access needs are met. I go by she, her pronouns.
Thanks, Puneet. Nancy.
Hi, my name is Nancy. Pronouns she, her, and all my access needs are met.
Thanks, Nancy. Now we will go with our society staff. I assume Dipti is back. Dipti, do you want to go?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Dipti. I'm the MSc events. You all know me. Pronounce she, her, hers. All my access needs are met.
Thanks, Dipti. Amazing. So we can go with our consent agenda. So it says, be it resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. I'm going to seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please list yourself in the chat or just like raise your hand. Seeing none, this motion is carried. Now we can go to adoption of the agenda. This is the section where we can probably make our amendments. And if you guys have anything to amend onto the agenda, just feel free to list yourself and I'll ask for the discussion items. It says, be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. I will move this, and can I have a seconder?
I'll second. With an amendment.
Ethan seconds that. I'll open the floor for discussion. So anybody who wants to amend anything onto the agenda, please list yourself in the chat. Since Ethan is on the list first, I will give the floor to Ethan, and I have a few amendments to make myself. So I'll list myself like second.
I'd like to amend it, discussion item at the bottom, titled student at large communications.
Sounds good. Do you want to type it in, Ethan?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Of course. Okay, Ethan moves this. I will second that. We will seek unanimous consent to put this, or like I'll give the floor for discussion if anybody wants to say anything for this amendment. I'll open the floor. Seeing none, we can go to the unanimous consent. I'll seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please list yourself in the chat or say or raise your hand in the Zoom feature. Seeing none, this motion is carried and it is added onto the agenda. So I will again open the floor for discussion. If anybody wants to make any amendments, this is the time. Now I will go. I have a few amendments to make, so I will just add all of them here. So I have a couple. This is the new business. There's a discussion item which I'm gonna cancel right now because Sean is not here. So for my amendments, I'll start one by one. For the new business, I have a flu clinics budget. Whereas SFSS is collaborating with the student care for the flu clinics this year, and the first one is happening on 21st October 2022. Whereas student care is covering all the logistics and other needs, while SFSS is taking care of the promotional aspects for the event. Be it resolved to approve $100 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. I have the second one, pet therapy budget. I hope you guys enjoyed it today. So the motion says, whereas SFSS is hosting another pet therapy in November, whereas the event runs on a donation of X amount and SFSS decides to keep it $200. Whereas we will have volunteer gift cards of $50 each for 3 volunteers, a total of $150. Whereas we will have $50 for advertising and $100 for contingency. Be it resolved to approve $500 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. The next motion is for LinkedIn photo shoot. Sorry, my bad, Antonella is waiting here. Okay, so for the LinkedIn photo shoot budget, it says, whereas we had a great turnout on our first LinkedIn photo shoot that happened in July, whereas VP Events wants to host the event once again in November, whereas the photographer usually charges $800 for the event, and we will keep $100 for contingency, $100 for promotions. Be it resolved to approve $1,000 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. I will move this amendment. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Ayo seconds that. I will open the floor for discussion. If anybody has any questions on like just the amendments, please list yourself in the chat. Seeing none, we can move forward to the unanimous consent. I'll seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand feature on Zoom or list yourself in the chat. Seeing none, this motion is carried. I'm gonna again open the floor for discussion. If you want to amend anything onto the agenda, please let me know. Seeing none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent for the main motion. Be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please list yourself in the chat or use the raise hand feature. Seeing none, this motion is carried as amended. Moving on to our new business, we have first item 10.1 PSA Thanksgiving giveaways. So PSA is basically Punjabi Student Association. So the motion says, whereas SFSS has agreed to support PSA for their yearly Thanksgiving giveaways, whereas the amount we are supporting the club with is $100. Be it resolved to approve $100 for the cause from events committee budget from line item 817/20. Can I have I move this, can I have a seconder? Antonella, if you have to just.
Second.
Antonella seconds that. I'm gonna open the floor for discussion. If anybody has any questions, please list yourself in the chat or raise your hand. Dipti, you have your hand raised. Do you wanna go?
Yeah, so in the MSAC guidelines, we used to have this one of the clause that if the club is already funded, if it has PSA applied for a grant, because the chances are they might be getting money through the grant as well for the same. And if they have applied for the grant, then events committee cannot really support that event unless the thing is something that's not covered by the grant. So their grant will most likely cover giveaways. So if you can check in that line, that would be great, because it would be then double dipping. And we have actually called out lot many clubs in the past when they were double dipping. Like say for the grant request, they have put in gift or maybe prizes, and here it's like giveaways. So that shouldn't happen actually. Otherwise we'll get lot many other clubs asking for request as such.
Amazing. Thanks for bringing this up. So as far as I know, PSA is just doing it by themselves right now. Puneet has more context on this since she is in touch with the president of PSA. Puneet, do you want to cover more on this if you have any idea, like if they are getting any support?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just saw it in the group chat. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not saying PSA might be doing it, but this has happened by other clubs. They don't know the guideline. So that's why sometimes they just want to cover as much as they want for the events, which is great. But say if there is, if they haven't applied for a grant, or maybe grant doesn't cover trophies, for example, then that's something we can take care of, because it's even when they're getting grant, that's
Yeah.
also the SFSS money, and so is the events committee, right?
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, just to avoid that, maybe we can approve the grant saying that, approve the motion saying that provided they haven't applied for the grant for the same, or maybe for giveaways. So that can be like conditional approval, if we can have. Otherwise, I would suggest, like, to
You can have a
reconsider.
conditional approval here. So like after
Yeah.
confirming that they haven't received anything from the SFSS, we can just like, go with it. So I can type out a new motion. So what's your suggestion, Dipti, again? Sorry.
Well, that would be maybe a conditional approval. So if they haven't received a grant for the same thing from the SFSS clubs grant, then only this is like approved. So if they have received, say, for prizes or anything in relates to that, then it shouldn't be going through it. Maybe communicate this to PSA. I don't know. It looks like it's Thanksgiving event. It has to be like sometime this week,
Yeah,
right?
that happened last
So
week.
so it already happened.
Yes.
Okay, and this giveaway is happening for post-event something, or it's...
No, they already had the giveaways. Like usually what they do is they do it from like some of them, like, put like some money from their own pockets and they do a fundraising or stuff. So this was more like a courtesy kind of, giveaway from SFSS side to them.
I would, yeah.
Yes.
In that case, I would say this is a really bad practice. We would have then lot many clubs. See, we have to think for all the clubs. We'll have lot many clubs coming up and then saying, hey, we did this, because clubs are not supposed to spend more than what they have approved. And if they do, they are responsible for that. So now, why is SFSS Events Committee taking this responsibility of covering something for the clubs that they should have either approved before the event, or not just give away those items that they did not have budget for? So I would say we should make it a practice, because the event is past. I don't know what other, but I will look into this. We do not approve budget for the past event first.
Okay.
Second, we should not give any budget approval for event that can be applied to the grant. Now, I am pretty sure they might have applied for the grant, because big event as such, if they had like Thanksgiving event, then they should have been grant. If not, they should apply for the grant moving forward, because if we approve it now, then we're just encouraging them to not apply for the grant, and events committee will cover it. So we don't want to step on the club's grant approval process.
Sounds
because
good.
Yeah, so I would not be in favor of approving this. Two reasons: because the event is already, it's finished, like it's done. And second thing is, we do not know if they have applied for the grant.
Sounds
Did
good.
they give any details? Because usually when clubs ask for money from events committee, they have to give us the event plan, like where
Actually,
this
they
money will be
didn't
using.
really ask. The issue is,
Yeah, so that is incomplete request, and it shouldn't be going through the events committee at all.
sounds good. So I will move to postpone this motion to the next meeting after consulting with the club and after going through the bylaws. I will move to second to postpone that. Can I have a seconder?
Linguistics.
Linguistics second that. So I'll seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please let me know. Seeing none, this motion to postpone the motion for PSA Thanksgiving giveaways is postponed to the next meeting. Okay, so we can go to our next new business item, that is 10.2 flu clinics budget. It says, whereas SFSS is collaborating with Student Care for the flu clinics this year, and the first one is happening on 21st October 2022. Whereas Student Care is covering all the logistics and other needs, while SFSS is taking care of the promotional aspects for the event. Be it resolved to approve $100 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. I move this. Can I have a seconder?
French.
French second. I'm going to open the floor for discussion on this motion. Seeing none, I will seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please list yourself in the chat or raise your hand. Seeing none, this motion is carried. Moving on to our 10.3 for the meeting, it is for the pet therapy budget for the next month. Whereas SFSS is hosting another pet therapy in November, whereas the event runs on a donation of X amount and SFSS decides to keep it $200. Whereas we will have volunteer gift cards of $50 each for 3 volunteers, total of $150. Whereas we will have $50 for advertising and $100 for contingency. Be it resolved to approve $500 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. I will move again. Can I have a seconder? Can I have a seconder?
I can second.
Andrew seconds that. Thank you, Andrew. Seeking unanimous consent. I'm gonna open the floor for discussion. If anybody has any questions on this, please let me know. Dipti, you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit of clarification on the donation. So Pets and Friends is a non-profit organization, and they run on donations from different organizations. Their volunteers were amazing. I did have a discussion with their coordinator after the meeting, after our pet therapy today. And we discussed, our motion actually says $50 per volunteer, but we ended up spending around $20 per volunteer. So $10 was towards their parking, and $10 was a gift card for the coffee. The reason why we did it, and that this is a suggestion from Pets and Friends, that if we give volunteers a $50 gift card and they go to other organizations, some are non-profit, some are universities, and they don't give, that just sets them for the disappointment. So I had this discussion with Katie saying that because we only spending $20 towards those volunteers, so the remaining $30 per volunteer, we will add it up into the donation amount. They did not ask for it, but I think this is a very fair thing from our part, I think, because we're not spending on volunteers, and they were amazing. So let me know what you guys think. I would really like to know your thoughts on this as well.
Thanks, Dipti. Anybody wants to say anything on this? So, okay, seeing none, I can carry a little bit on this. So we are saying like we can increase the donations like $60, like that we are $90 that we are saving from the volunteers. We can put that in donation, making it like roughly $300.
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, the total amount would be the same. We'll just make sure whatever amount we save through volunteers, we will just put it into the donation.
Okay, so probably I can move to change the motion a little bit. The new motion can be something like this. I'm going to put that in the chat. 360, 100. Okay, so the new motion is whereas SFSS, I move to amend the motion to pet therapy budget. Whereas SFSS is hosting another pet therapy in November, whereas the event runs on a donation of X amount and SFSS decides to keep it $300, whereas we will have volunteer gift cards of $20 each for 3 volunteers, total of $60. Whereas we will have $50 for advertising and 100 for contingency. We resolved to approve 510 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20.
Sorry, did you say did you only account for 3 volunteers or 4?
3.
Can you do it for 4? Because we had 1 volunteer not show up. So
Yes,
usually it's 4.
We have $100 contingency. We can cover it from there.
Okay, yeah, that
Yes,
sounds good.
the 4th volunteer might or might not come, so we can have it
Yeah,
from
yeah.
contingency.
Okay, sounds good.
So I move to amend the agenda. Can I have a seconder?
I second.
Antonella seconds. I'm gonna open the floor for discussion on the amendment. Seeing none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. Seeing none, this motion to amend the agenda is carried, and I'm gonna go back to the main motion now. So again, I'm going to repeat the motion, whereas SFSS is hosting another pet therapy in November, whereas the event runs on a donation of X amount and SFSS decides to keep it $300. Whereas we will have volunteer gift cards of $20 each for 3 volunteers, total of $60. Whereas we will have $50 for advertising, 100 for contingency, be it resolved to approve 510 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. I'm going to move this. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Andrew seconds that. Thank you, Andrew. I'm gonna open the floor for discussion for the motion. If anybody wants to have any discussion on this, like please list yourself in the chat. Seeing none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please use the raise hand feature or list yourself in the chat. Seeing none, this motion is carried. Thank you. Moving on to our next motion, which is about the LinkedIn photoshoot budget, whereas it says, whereas we had a great turnout on our first LinkedIn photoshoot, whereas VP Events wants to host the event once again in November, whereas the photographer usually charges $800 for the event, and we will keep $100 for contingency, 100 for promotions. We resolved to approve $1,000 for the event from events committee budget from line item 817/20. I'll move this. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Who was it? Sorry, can
Nancy.
Nancy seconds that. Please make sure like you say your name, so I have an idea, and then the admin team has an idea who is kind of like moving and seconding the motioning. So and then Nancy seconds that. I'm gonna open the floor for discussion on this motion. This is again like for the LinkedIn photo shoot. If anybody has any questions on this event, please list yourself in the chat. Seeing none, I'm going to seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please list yourself in the chat or raise your hand. Seeing none, this motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, so I guess our new business is pretty much covered for the day. We can go to, I have a good news for you guys. The e-transfer for the face painting has been accepted. So those guys have confirmed the booking. Moving on to our discussion items. The first one is 11.1 Halloween Carnival that was brought by me, VP Events and Student Affairs, and I can start on that a little bit. I'm gonna again talk more about like what we are covering and where we are at. Antonella, I just saw your message about the buckets. Please go for it. Please order some, and don't forget to give me the invoice. Other than that, What else are we looking for in the Halloween carnival now? Balloon pop station. All of you have any updates on that?
I couldn't find a place that was doing the balloon pop unless somebody has found a place that offers it.
I guess. Dipti, you have something on this?
Yeah, I did posted in the messenger chat the link to the balloon pop or all the other game rentals.
But that, I guess, that website didn't have any balloon pop rentals in there, did they?
Yeah, they do have for $50. And it's you pick up a day before and you can drop off a day after.
Do you mind resending the link again in the chat?
Okay, I'll do it.
Sure, thank you. So we can just discuss it here and just order it. Like, let's finish it here. Any other updates, guys? Please don't be shy to list yourself. We need to get this done. Cotton candy machine, we just checked it today. It's working. So good news. We are not spending $50 on renting that. Mini golf, I ordered, like pretty much ordered, like Dipti's gonna order like it soon. We found the good mat. I'm gonna bring the golf stick that I have at home. Foosball, I got it done. Connect 4 pretty much done. Jenga is done. Blindfold skeleton Puneet, you're taking care of that. Photo booth, Shruti is not here. I will just be touching back and forth with her for the photo booth. Costume competition, Andrew, Shruti, and Puneet are kind of taking care of that. Face paint, we are pretty much covered. Pumpkin painting, that's interesting now. We have 3 colors. I guess you already might have seen that in the messenger chat. The 3 colors that we have. It is, Dipti is again, it is red, black, and white, right?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. So I think so if we need to
I
just buy
sent
one more.
a picture of all those in the our messenger chat.
Sounds perfect. So if we need to buy something else than this, like I think it's just like a green color, maybe like a dark green. And then we can like have some paint brushes and other like those trays for like, people to have kind of like, do we need water for this too, right? Like just to clean the brushes and stuff. And decorations, all of you are taking care of this too.
In the sorry, in that Google Docs, I put some links to some stuff. I don't know what you guys are specifically looking for.
This is like the bats that we have, 3D bats. How are we going to place it? Like, do you have any idea?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Okay, so we can just talk it here. Like, yeah. The bats, like they look good, but like we have to put them on the wall, right?
I think that would be the option, or like there's cobwebs you guys can purchase. Let me, like, what else is there for our decorations?
So the ones that you sent, like 7.5 feet long, foot long Halloween inflatable tombstones for $75. Is it just one or how many are in there?
Oh, I have no idea. How many feet was it? I think it might just be like a one big inflatable, actually.
Just one?
Probably, but also I'm maybe like Walmart might have like inflatables too, if you're looking into that as well.
Mhm. I like this one though, the Party City one that like is for $8. Michael Myers Halloween decoration scene center add-on. Okay, we can. I think so. Somebody needs to just go with me to Michael's, and we can have like pretty much all the stuff from there. I have rechecked with Nesters today. They might be providing us like the pumpkins like a day before, so we can come and just carve it or like paint it. Wonderland party. So what? Just I can probably share my screen here with you guys.
quick question. Was there any decorations in the storage room? Like,
Yes, we found 3 full bags of that. So we have like quite a good amount of decoration items available right now.
It's not bags, it's like boxes.
Big boxes, yeah, 3 boxes.
okay, what kind of decorations were?
Do
And,
you want to take over this?
I think they have like gravestones and few skeletons and witch with a full costume and skeleton with costume as well. I can take picture and send it to you by this week. But there is like a lot, and we don't have enough wall space to hang this decoration that we will be buying. There's also a very big black spider.
We will most probably be doing it on the black crates that we'll get. This is Dipti, this is balloon twisting. This is, do we have balloon pop station?
No, go to game rental. 1 second. I go up. Decor, no.
Carnival games?
Yeah, carnival games.
Just go for it.
And that's where they have balloon pop. Go down. It was available last week when I checked. This
Oh
one on the
yes,
right.
wonderful. Let's
$20.
order it from here. How do we add it?
AV,
Yes, sir.
Nancy's listed
Oh,
in
my
the
bad.
chat.
Nancy, go ahead.
It's just kind of like an odd question, maybe, but how high are the ceilings in the room?
Yes, I can answer that. We are not putting anything on the ceiling, just some restrictions.
Not on the ceilings. I have a few inflatables, like Halloween decorations. I have I think it's like 2 ghosts and like a pumpkin that like goes 6 feet long, and then I have like a 12-foot ghost inflatable. All you can do is
Okay.
plug them in, and
I think so. The height of the ballroom is like more than 12 feet for sure.
I could add those to the decorations.
Would be
if you'd
wonderful.
like.
Amazing, yes. Andrea sent something in the chat.
Yeah, you should check it out, Nancy, to see if the
Dipti, do you mind also like adding on to this one too? Balloon pop, like if we can get that, like how is this done? Like once like balloons are popped up, like we have to reinflate them or something?
Yeah, I think we have to inflate and then put it there. I'm pretty sure it's a very simple process to put it.
Yes. So let's get this done too. Yeah, if you can have this one done, we can see like
So-
more games from here.
Who's doing it? Sorry, it wasn't clear.
No, if you can help me with this, like that would be wonderful. Connect 4, we have it. Roller coaster, that's like too kiddish. Giant Jenga, we have it. So I guess that's the only thing that we're getting from here. We don't have anything like, oh, we have a castle here just for $25. What is it? Okay, I think that's pretty much sorted. Then we can have the balloon pop from here, right?
Any other game that you guys want from the link I just sent?
You guys can have a look and just let me know, like if you find anything. Like I find like everything else to be a little kind of more for kids. Anything, guys? Okay. This is sorted, I would say. So volunteers, like we're gonna have a meeting with the SER tomorrow, and we can have volunteers, like 7-8 volunteers. Food arrangements have been done. I already ordered the pizzas today for the day. Drinks can like be, the drinks are already like being sponsored by Nestor, so chips, like I'm not so sure about chips, like are we getting that again? Sorry. Antonella, what's the update on Cup Pong and Fog Machine?
The cup pong, I sent a message in Messenger. So the Home Depot, it's the similar. I saw that it's like the similar buckets, but it's $8, but it's white. However, like I went to the dollar store in Kensington today, and then just to check it out if they have buckets, and I saw those like sort of sand buckets, and they seem like the same, but they're $2 each. So if I buy 20 of them, it's going to be a bigger cup pong session, but it's like $40. So
The money is okay, but like, do we have the space for 20?
I mean, if you want, then I can just do like, usually it's like 1, 2, 3, but then like usually it's like 4. But I was thinking of just putting like a mat and just like putting on the ground, and people can just play on the ground since like it's huge. I think it should be fine. Don't you think so? Or
20 is like a little too much, I would say.
okay, then like I'll not get 20. I think then I will get like
8 or 9 is like the max.
Well-
So we should go. So like,
Well,
let's say 4. It goes like in a triangle shape, right?
yeah, it goes 1, 2, and then 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5,
then
6.
four.
So 12 total. We'll be needing 12 then.
1, 2, 3, and then 4 at the end. Like, how much will be at the last one?
Usually
4,
it's like
2,
4.
1, right?
It's like 12. So 6 every like opposite side. So like 6 on one side, 6 on another side.
Okay, and how is the game played again? Sorry.
Basically you take a ball and then 2 balls, and then you try to like basically put it in the buckets, and then you get a point. You take the bucket out if you basically scored it, and from the triangle. And then there's like the other person, like the team gets points. Like I will show you a YouTube video. Like
Okay, if you can send me that, yeah. But like, go for it and buy 8 buckets. Sorry, 12 buckets if you want. And
yeah, so that's gonna be like $24. And the fog machine, it's like those people are renting it like 24 hours, like day by day. So maybe I can like
if
it's
we just need to book
$50.
that, yes. If we just need to book that, just to make sure like we have that booked.
Oh, it's like I didn't book it yet, but I can call them. They have it available.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? No, that's that we need to talk.
Oh, can I say something?
Yes, of
Or
course, yes.
okay, so the pumpkin situation, like the golf Amazon, like is anyone buying those, or should I buy them as well? Like I don't know which one
The pumpkin,
specifically.
sorry, the pumpkins
The
we are
little
buying.
golf thingy.
Golf, we got it covered, don't worry.
Okay, perfect. Okay, sounds good.
So we got the golf covered. I just ordered the mat today. I'll bring the golf stick and
Sounds good.
ball. We can arrange it like that's not a big problem.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm just getting a little stressed now since the time is coming up, but I'm pretty sure like we will do it amazing. Other than that, like any other ideas like you guys have, or like I think so we should just stick to this much. I guess we should stick to this much. That's pretty much it. Okay, since we don't have anything on this, like I'm just gonna give like a last call. If you have anything on this event, list yourself. Otherwise, we'll move to the next one. Seeing none, let's move to the next one. Okay, next one is Diwali events that was submitted by me. So we have 3 Diwali events coming up. One is on Thursday morning. Dipti, do you remember the time for the Thursday and Friday one? Morning, Friday, I guess it is from 11 to 2, right? Something like that. Thursday, it's pretty much, I guess, the same.
There has been some confusion actually. There are some posters online and they suggest 11 to 3 in Surrey on Thursday and 11 to 3 in Burnaby. I checked with Sydney today and she said it's check the recent poster in the sub. The one I checked in the sub still says 11 to 3 in Burnaby. And I don't know about Surrey though, but I spoke to FOA and she said it's 12 to 3.
And sorry?
Yeah.
So just to note on your calendars, the Surrey one is on Thursday, 20th. Let me check the dates for you guys. Just give me a quick second. Yeah, 11 to 3 actually, and Surrey as well. So what we are doing in that is like we are painting those clay kind of diyas, and then we will have like a performance by Gita Club, and then we have catering over there, like samosas and everything will be there. Same in Burnaby, but Burnaby, like I am also like we are having like our evening event. So like if you guys want to go to the both of them, that's wonderful. But Thursday I am expecting like couple of them to be couple of you guys to be there. I'm just gonna put the dates in the chat. 20th and sorry.
Oh, do you mean by the performers? Did you say about the peak SFU, the peak frequencies? Because I saw their story and
No, there's some other club that is performing though.
Oh.
Yes. 20th and 30th and 21st in Burnaby, 11 to 3. So for the Burnaby one, like we will have like 11 to 3 here, and then we have like a party in the evening. So like I don't expect you guys to be like at both the events, but if you can just accommodate both, that would be wonderful. For the Thursday one, like I will be there myself. And I expect like some of you guys to be there. Like, is there anybody like who wants to sign up for Thursday? Anyone? Nancy, wonderful. It's 20th, right?
We don't have to do a lot there.
Yes.
Women's Center will have their volunteers. I would just suggest come and maybe enjoy. If you can just drop by as well.
Yes.
And those who sign up to help, maybe if you can stay there as like events committee representatives, that would be great.
Yeah, it's more like, since we are collaborating, it's just not like just collaborating in terms of money. We are also like supporting them in terms of, kind of physical support, like, giving them a hand, and there's like a presence there, right? So SFSS presence always like make a difference. So I have Nancy on the list. I will again send you an Excel sheet and the messenger chat, so like you can sign up there. That is all for this one. 11.3 that is submitted by our linguistics counselor Olive. Christmas events for SFSS membership. Olive, you have the floor for this.
Alrighty, so I was just brainstorming some events for Christmas, since I think, because like December is kind of like exam season, and obviously we want to do some events before exam season starts. So I was like, and plus like Christmas comes like really fast. So
Yeah.
I was thinking of like, we can do like a breakfast with Santa. We can do like a pancake breakfast, and we can probably maybe do like photos with Santa.
But
We can like separate, like all the ideas that I have, we can either add them together or like make them into separate events, like gingerbread houses and cookie decorating, maybe like a competition with the gingerbread houses. Maybe we can do like a holiday lunch, and maybe like do like a holiday trivia as well. Those are just a few ideas.
Thanks for bringing this up. So for this like Christmas season, we have to just make sure like we do it before the exam ends, because nobody's at the campus anymore after like the exams are done, and we don't want to like do it for like nobody.
When is exam season?
Exams usually end around like 20th, 21st.
Oh yeah, I think it ends on the 20th and it starts on the, ooh, let me just check right now. So last day of class is on the 6th. So then exams is from the 7th to the 19th.
Yeah. So we can do really it in the midterm season or final season, sorry. Or can be.
Yeah, we could probably do it during final season too.
Because the main problem with the final season is not many people show up.
Yeah. But we could try to do like before then as well.
Like starting 1st of December.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this, like, I would really be adamant on like selecting dates now because the time is flying like really fast. So put your ideas in the like make a Google Doc. I would request everybody to put their ideas for the Christmas. What I had on the mind was like hosting a pub night during that time, like after season and plus like Christmas vibes. Christmas, like I think which day is it? I'm not so sure if we will get space though. So Christmas is on Sunday. We could probably have it on like 24th, like our pub night. How about this?
On Christmas Eve?
Yes. That's gonna be a big show, like, everybody will be there. We can charge them money. And that's pretty much my plan for it. But I had this in mind because like students do come to the pub nights. They don't want to come to the campus, like, after the exams are done. What else can we do? So when we talk about Christmas, we have to check everybody's exam schedule as well, like all of the at-large members. Exams.
Can I suggest something for Christmas?
Yes.
We have always done Christmas event in the end of November or maybe second week of November. Second week to end of November, I would say. It's fun thing. It just starts the holiday time, and anytime after November 11th, after the Remembrance Day, is a better idea. You will also get Santas available. For the pub night on 24th, you may not really get students because campus is literally dead. There may not be any of those, if you're thinking to do it at Beercraft, they may not be open as well.
So
lot many things. Yes, there are hardly any students, and SFU Interfaith Center, they host Christmas Eve dinner for campus community and people who are not going back home on Christmas. So I would just say like that would be a little bit like tricky if you plan on like Christmas Eve on that day. But if you plan Christmas anytime after November 11th, that would be great. That being said, it would be really nice if we have an event lead for Christmas, and then you can maybe make an event plan and have your event team ready to work on things, and I can help you book the space and look into getting Santa Claus and maybe some activities that we have similar to what we have done in the past.
That's amazing. Last week of November sounds fun to me. No midterms, nothing, like there are usually no midterms around last week of November. People are usually like, chilling around and they're just waiting for their finals. So last week of November is something that we can think on. So talking about the last week of November, let's fix a date, I guess. So we have like literally from 28th to 30th in November, and then 1st to 3rd in December. That week sounds good to me. 30th should be a good date, 30th November.
What day of the week is that?
Wednesday. Wednesdays, like we keep events on Wednesdays because they are usually the busiest. Like Wednesdays or either like Mondays. Like Mondays are busiest too.
I think Wednesdays are good too.
Mondays?
Wednesdays.
Yes, yeah. So that's 30th. So on 30th, we can have like one Christmas kind of Christmas carnival time kind of thing, right? Like the way we are hosting it on Halloween. And we will have like better ideas of arranging things now, like after especially like Halloween will be over. So we can have a Christmas carnival, have a Santa there, like most probably in the social space. And that's my idea for this, like having everything in this one like event, like 4 or 5 hours of event. Probably we can have like, the things that you're saying, like cookie decoration, like the things that you're saying, like we can accommodate in just one event. What do you think?
I mean, works for me. I don't know if anybody else has any input.
Anybody else?
We can just make a working group like how we have for Halloween and start working on it. Maybe an event plan like similar to what we have. We don't have any event plan for Halloween, but we can just maybe create something similar for Christmas and start working on it. I'm sure it's going to be a great event and students will be really delighted.
Let's do it. Let's do it on 30th. Dipti, let's think about the place. Maybe after like we can, like, how many days do we need to tell it in advance? Like 30 days?
It has to be a month at least.
Okay, so let's have the Halloween on 31st done. Let's see like what's the response in the sub building. And if that works out, like we can have the sub building again. Otherwise, like social space is better.
What
Or
is
maybe like social space is basically right next to the Go desk, like right in front of Blend's Coffee.
Oh, okay.
So that
But remember, Halloween is on 31st, which is actually the main event day, like Halloween day. Christmas would be like on the school day, and we're going to do it in the daytime. So that will be like completely two different events. I think we should start with the Christmas event and start booking the space and brainstorming ideas.
Okay. So for the space on Christmas, like I was not planning it for like mornings, but like I was planning it like still in the evening time. Like starts at 3 o'clock, ends at like 7 or 8, right? Because morning people are just dead in the morning and they just come like after like just for a class. For the afternoon times or like usually the evening times, they are like more active, and that's kind of my plan. Like if we start at 12 for the Christmas event, it's gonna be a little boring. But if we start at like 3 or 4, like and then people can come and like click pictures with Santa and like have food and stuff. That's
I
better.
mean, people will be done classes maybe around. Oh, there's a lot of people with morning classes, so I get that a lot of people wouldn't show up for morning.
Well, let's think about starting at 2. Starting at 2, ending at like 6:30, 7.
Okay, so then the setup would be in the morning, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We
I
can
mean,
do
I don't have classes on Wednesday, so I don't really know how Wednesdays are for people.
they're usually busier than other days. So let's do it on November 30th from 2 to 7. How about this? Like any other suggestions on the timings? Anybody? 2 to 7. Yeah, let's fix this. 2 to 7 on 30th November. We can plan out the activities that we did for Halloween. Like we can have something similar, but a little bit distinguished as well. Like decorations are going to be more for like Christmas times. Let's decide on the space as well. Like, do you want it to be in the sub ballroom or like the social space?
I mean, I guess it depends on how big we want to make it. So I guess you like the idea of the gingerbread house and the cookie decoration. And then the photos of Santa. Are we gonna be providing like any kind of sort of food as well?
Yes, pizzas and drinks, like we can keep.
Okay.
It can be hot chocolate, especially for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, hot
Yeah,
chocolate.
I think so. We have some of them already with us, right? I'm not wrong. Or do we need to order more?
I'm not too sure if we can use it. It's from the club space budget, but we can. I mean, I'll check if we don't have any plans for the club space, then we can definitely use it.
I can order more. Like let's not even go there. So we can order more, and other than that, like maybe we can. Like that's gonna be a little colder time. We can have coffee instead of like the cold drinks. I would say. pizzas and like the coffee. Does that sound okay? I'm waiting for responses here.
It all sounds good to me so far.
Like pizzas with hot drinks.
I mean, there's some people who drink coffee with like their fries and burgers. So I mean,
So we can have like, I think so both then.
yeah, I guess like some people might not even bother eating food. Maybe they just want like a coffee or a hot
Oh,
chocolate.
yes. So we can have both. So
I say we get eggnog.
I always said eggnog.
oh yes, like what are those, like where we have to find those eggs? Like what's the event called? Like which like kids enjoy the most? Find the egg. Those Christmas eggs.
That's Easter.
Easter. Okay, I'm getting confused between all these events, the festivals. So that's, when does that happen though? Like when is that event though?
Easter?
Yeah.
Isn't Easter in is it April or May? Oh, I don't know.
It's not until spring. V.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. So let's leave that out. Got confused. Okay, so we can have the date first. So are you guys okay with the social space, or like do you want sub for that event too? I would take a vote on this now, since nobody's speaking up. Andrew, you can go first. Do you want the social space or the ballroom?
I feel like the ballroom would be like larger. You think?
Okay, so like, yeah, that will be for sure larger, but like, do you want ballroom or like social space has like more walk-in audience? Ballroom has like people have to go specially just for the event, you know.
So yeah, I guess we can look at the Halloweens to kind of make it like a reference point.
Yeah, but we don't have that kind of time to book the space, so we have to book the space earlier. You were a part of like the summer fest that we hosted. Were you? In the social space.
Who, me? In
Yeah.
the summer?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Dipti, what do you think? Like, should we keep social space or the ballroom?
I would suggest social space.
Social space, right? Like more walking this walk-in like audience. Okay. So Andrew, what's the vote for you?
I would definitely do the social base space then. If
Okay,
the
sounds good.
purpose.
Antonella, what's your preference here? Antonella, are you there? Olive, what's your idea?
So like I was thinking, you know how like Halloween, it's like a much more bigger event. Of course, we needed the space for that. So that's why like we chose the ballroom. But if we want to keep this event much more simple, like obviously the social space would be a great spot to have it.
Yes.
But if
Okay.
we want to like make it like a bigger thing, then yeah,
Yeah.
like we might need the ballroom to
Yeah, I
do
guess we can just keep it like
those
that.
other
Like,
things.
I am so done with the big events, like it's so much stress. We can keep that one simple. So Ayo, what's your say? Ayo, are you there?
What's up?
Yes. So what's your idea for the Christmas one? Like, do you want social space or the sub ballroom?
I think social space probably be better. I don't know. I just feel like it's Christmas. Sub ballroom's a bit claustrophobic. I think social space would probably be better.
Puneet, social space is like the one right in front of like the Blends Coffee, like the main floor, the third floor that we have. That's the social space, like right next to the Go desk, the reception. Okay, so yours ballroom. Ethan, what's your say on that? Ethan, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, can you repeat?
Yes, so what's your say on that? Like, do you want it to win the sub ballroom or the social space?
I'm in favor of the ballroom because I think it's larger.
Yeah, but we might not have like the walk-in traffic there. That's the
That's
only-
true, but I feel like if we put the right signage up outside, like we could put tape on the floor leading people up.
Sounds good. Nancy, what's your say on that?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know where either of these two are, but based off of what everyone's saying, I would say the social because it is a smaller event, so it does seem like people walking by would attract more attention than people going out of their way to go to the ballroom.
Sounds fun. Okay, so let's go for the social space, like since most of the votes are for that. And like maybe like if the need be, I will request the booking coordinator, like if we get like a successful Halloween event done, we could probably have it in the ballroom. So Dipti, I would request you to please, like if we can have 31st for Christmas, the social space, that would be wonderful. Okay, any other
Do you
discussion?
mean 31st of
Sorry, 30th November. My bad.
30th?
30th November.
Yeah, okay,
30th
okay.
November, so my bad.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little too tired now. Any other discussions on this? Olive, like please make a working group for this as well. Like guys, give your names to Olive, like if you want to be part of that working group.
I will just submit a thing in the group chat, and then you can just thumbs it up or heart it or whatever, and then I can make a separate group chat for that.
Perfect, sounds good. Just put like a message in the chat, like anybody who wants to be part of the Christmas event. So we know, like, everybody knows like who is not here today, that is for Christmas. Okay. That being said, any other discussions on that? Any other? Seeing none, we can move to the next discussion item, 11.4, Christmas fun, which is again submitted by Olive, our linguistics counselor. Olive, you want to go for this?
So during the holiday season, I know there's like a lot of people who are like financially not there. So maybe we can like do either like, I don't know, like gift cards, like maybe like a giveaway for like gift cards to nesters, because a lot of people can't afford during the holiday season for like maybe like a dinner with their family or something. Or we can do like a food drive, like
I would love
Like-
that actually. Food drive in December, probably. Like that could be something close
yeah,
to
like for like collect non-perishable food items. Like I know last year, like at my local Starbucks, they were collecting like anything like feminine hygiene products and stuff. So like maybe we can do that and donate them to people who actually need them. So like this whole thing is just about like giving back to either like the
the
community,
community.
like SFU
What's your plan on like giving, like who are you planning it to give it to? Like
like the students, like students who are like financially like are in need.
I could butt in here. I say we do this maybe like Christmas Eve, mostly because like at that time we're guaranteed that anyone who's going home for the holidays would have gone home. So that like because like things a lot of like especially international students are like on campus in the middle in like during the holidays, but then like dining halls close, so they usually have to go out. So I just feel like sometime like around the 24th, because I know the semester ends by like the 19th. So
Maybe
between that
22nd.
time, we can have like a food drive, partner with nesters, like
Can I add to this?
Yes, who is it?
So it's Niti.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So, in the past, what we have done is for last 4 years, even during pandemic, we make food packages. So what this packages had was a pack of ramen noodles, which is like, the one that comes in a plastic bowl, granola bar, 2 granola bars, 1 microwave popcorn, and hot chocolate packet, candy canes, and we put it like happy holiday sticker from SFSS, that sticker, and we make 400 food packages and we drop it off at the residence. This is for the students who are actually who stay back on campus during the holiday season. And the reason why is, first of all, definitely when the budget is tight, but second is also because the dining hall is closed, all the businesses on campus is closed, including Nesters, from the Christmas Eve until the Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve to the New Year, so on the New Year. So for those 4 days, we have those 400 packages that we give out. So if you want to do something for students, maybe we can do something, maybe we can upgrade those food packages, can do something like 2.0 and have something like even better. We also have food bank service that's run by the SFSS. So they can also take advantage of that as well. I definitely like the food drive, but then we have to find out the process, how students can pick up this food that we collect for them.
For like the food drive idea, I was just thinking like if any students at school like would want to donate, how like at the grocery stores, they have like those cardboard boxes where you just drop off the food, like non-perishable food items. So like
Okay.
that was my idea with that.
So I have an idea here too. What I did last year was like, that was not for students though, like I did it personally though. So it was like going out to donate kind of blankets, but that was like going out on the ground to kind of donate it. For this year, like we can have a table or something, and we can like post on Instagram, something like that, that we will be serving, like giving out like packages for those whosoever like feel like the need for it. Feel free to come and take them.
Or we can also do the registration. So register to receive your food package, and then we just collect all those non-perishable food items. We ask different organizations to donate. SFSS can also put maybe, we can also put money or food in it. And then, or we can have contract with Nesters, and then Nesters put some amount and we put some amount, and we actually prepare those baskets for, not basket, or maybe those bags, SFSS bags. And then we just give out those, maybe say 2 weeks before Christmas to those students, or maybe we can give it in 2 weeks if we have less registrations.
I think that's a good idea, the whole registering aspect. And maybe like with the Women's Center, if like we can have maybe a section on a form that says if they need like feminine hygiene products or something, then maybe we can like have the Women's Center to like donate some for our packages.
Sorry, that would of course require the SFSS credit card to come in the mail. Currently, the Women's Center can't actually really buy anything because the card got lost in the mail, the credit card. So I'm just saying there might be a little time delay on that.
We can use our own credit card, like, and then we can get it reimbursed later. But the thing is, I personally feel like some people are really shy to kind of sign up for this. That's another problem.
The registration can be anonymous, and they don't have to come in the public setup. We can just say come between 2 to 4 or 5 to 6, or maybe in the evening, or we can have 2 time slots, and they just come and pick up their package, or they pick up their bag or basket, whatever we decide.
But they still would have to register, right? Like for that time slot, we are going to have a table or something, right?
Yeah, we should have a table, or maybe we can arrange it with maybe amongst ourselves. Or I can be in the office one day and they can pick up any time of the day.
So for the packages, we already have a few packages like the welcome packages that we have. We can use so many of those. We have like almost 700 of those on hand. Dipti, we can use those. We have like ramen noodles already in there. We have condoms, we have toothpastes, we have the deodorants or like whatever, like hairspray, lollipop or something like that, like a candy or something. And then what else do we have? We have like wipes, you know, sanitizer. So that's a perfect package, I think. So we can give it to someone. We don't even need to make anything. We don't even need to spend money on that.
I agree.
But we just need to make sure, like, if we want to add like the feminine products, the hygiene ones, we have to buy those and put in like few of those packages. Shruti is here, which I'm not so sure, like, are we distinguishing it like, you know, for women and then for like for men? Hi, Shruti. So all basically, I'm just wondering here, like, do you think like we should order like some of the feminine products and just put in like some of the packages?
I mean, if there's a form to fill out, maybe like there could be like a separate section that says like, do you like, want that to be in your package? And maybe we can set it up in a way where
We can talk to women's coordinator for this, like, you know, like
Yeah.
they already have like feminine products, like we can take some from them and then like whatsoever amount we take from them, we can reimburse them later, like, you know, for the same amount. Like we just need not to like pre-order it, I would say.
yeah.
Something like that, right? Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, that's a good question. That's a good kind of like a point. Like we can put that in the jot form or something, like we want feminine like products like in the package.
Yeah, because I think they ordered them from Amazon, the women's center. I mean, from the experiences I've had, I would just receive an Amazon package.
Or we can also send them to Women's Center, that's option 1. Or option 2 can be when we drop off those packages to the residents, then we can also have a separate, either say box or something of feminine products, and we just give them the direction, and maybe we can have a small note saying for feminine products, please visit the reception or, you know, or collect from Women's Center.
Good idea too. We could do either of those, like, you know, like maybe asking out them, like if they want something. Otherwise, like second option is like letting them know, like we have a center here, like which can provide you those products. Okay, so that sounds good. Like that we can have like somewhere, sometime between 20th and 25th of December. I won't say like we should keep it on 24th because it's a Saturday, first of all. And secondly, many people have to enjoy with their families, so I won't burden you all with that. But if we can have it on a weekday, like 22nd or 23rd, that would be better.
Yeah, maybe like a few days before Christmas, even Christmas, because a lot of people.
Yeah, like after exams, like it's gonna be really empty. So let's do it 22nd, I guess then. How about 22nd? 22nd December. Like it's a Thursday, I assume. Let's like kind of book that slot for the timing. In the evening time, we can probably hand it over, like hand it out. Do we need to go to the residences or do we just need to set a table for that?
For those packages, you mean?
Yeah.
We always drop it off a week before, because all the SFSS offices will be closed starting Christmas Eve to, I would say, Christmas 24th to the 1st. So those all days our offices will be closed. So we won't be able to table, we won't be able to do anything in our offices.
Yeah, but like I still can come, right? So I can still pick up the packages and I can hand over them with the committee, like with the events committee.
I usually do it around 20th. So last year we did it on 22nd. We drop it off to the residents and they keep it in their storage and they bring it out on the day before Christmas.
Sounds good. So who does that? Like residences?
Yes, I arrange it with the residence manager and they have it at the reception, and we also give them signs and we also post on our social media. So students are pretty much aware, and I have heard from students initially they did not know who does it, But now as we're doing it for year after year, then they do have the awareness that the SFSS is providing those packages.
Okay, let's fix the date, 22nd or 21st, either of those two. 22nd is a Thursday, 21st is a Wednesday, like, so we just need to hand them out, right? Or probably like if on 24th, like we can have those packages stored somewhere and then I can come take them out. Like for those 6-7 days, do you think like our building is going to be closed as well? Dipti, our sub building
Yes,
is-
because that's right. Because on our collective agreement, it does say that it's the office holiday. So staff is not required to work, and without staff, the building won't be open.
Yeah, just I can open it, just the exec can open it.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I think so. We should just hand it out and probably like we can keep it with residences. Like if we still need to kind of come on 22nd, 23rd, like, if our team wants to do it, we can talk to them. Like if we can just go there on 22nd and just keep them out. Rather than just keeping it for 24th, we can just give it out at them on 22nd because it's still like a working day. Our offices will be open and like we all can go. How about this? Waiting on this. So Dipti, I was just saying, let's keep the date for 22nd, and we just don't need to kind of deposit them with the RSA. We can just give it like hand out ourselves on 22nd rather than waiting for 24th.
So handout to whom? To students, you mean?
To students and the residences.
So do you want a table there? Because that never was a protocol, and I doubt they will let us table and hand it out ourselves.
Okay, they won't let us table?
No. We cannot table. They leave it at the reception and students come and collect it and they'll have signs out. And we also, since last year, we also put those posters up in their bulletin boards, print it and then put it in their bulletin board. So students on campus during that time will know where they can pick up packages from.
Sounds good.
We can have better signages like everywhere. I mean, those packages that we made, it always said that happy holidays from the SFSS. So it was pretty clear that those packages are from the SFSS. But this year, if we are planning to give out those orientation packs, then it has like pretty much the SFSS sticker on it, and inside we can have message.
Message.
As well. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's do it. Okay. Let's keep 22nd for that then.
For the date to drop off those packages will depend on when the residence manager will be available. Usually it's like around 21st, 22nd or 23rd as well. The reason being they do not have enough space to store all those boxes. Mm-hmm. So that's why they ask us to like drop off as close as to the giveaways.
Okay. So 22nd is Thursday. I think so that's the only day we can come, right? 23rd is a Friday, or maybe like that's the last day, 23rd. But I would still prefer Thursday over Friday rather than just taking it to the last day. I'll talk to, like, if you can start the conversation with RSA, I can talk to Emmanuel about this, like the president for RSA.
RSA? Sorry, I didn't get that.
What organization is that? Residents and students.
Residence manager. It's the student housing, the SFU student housing.
RSH, right? Something like that. The organization is.
Yeah. I think RSH.
RSH. So yeah, just start to talk with them, and then we can probably figure out like if we are storing it with them or like what we are doing. Okay, that's pretty much it, I guess then. Anything else on this? Seeing none, I will straight away go to our last line item, adjournment. It says be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 8:10 p.m. I will move this. Can I have a seconder?
Linguistics.
French.
Is that? Thank you. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If anybody wants to dissent, please list yourself in the chat or raise your hand. Seeing none, this motion is carried. Thank you guys. I'm just gonna stop the recording.